stated that while he was standing behind the assailant, as he saw him approach from the back of Lil Mark, aiming a handgun with an extended clip and firing at the 20-year-old.
Hand with an extended clip.
Lil Mark was pronounced deceased at the scene at 1:41 p.m. as his lie among broken glass. What's more significant and heartbreaking about his is that his brother Tooka'S was also shot in the same way while at a bus stop. Ones who had a hand to play in carrying out Lil Mark's hit went by the names D.Roy, THF Twilla, 5 Star, T.Roy, and King Von.
This video is about to be exclusive footage and exclusive information on exactly how Tooka'S brother Lil Mark got killed by the Lackians, allegedly. Before we get into the video, a man from Chicago passed away in this video, so we're gonna give our respects. We're gonna give a little moment of silence for Lil Mark. Let's get it, nigga.
January 12th, 2011. The life of a Chicago native and rapper by the name of Mark Campbell, also known as Lil Mark, changed forever.
Lil Mark.
It was the day that he lost his brother Shondell Gregory, also known as Tooka'S.
15-year-old Chanel Gregory was shot in the 500 block of East 63rd Street. The boy was on the street when a suspect got out of a vehicle and shot him multiple times. That gunman got back into the car and fled west on 63rd. Police say Gregory was on the scene. The incident is possibly gang-related. No one is in custody.
To the streak of gang feuds in the city, the turf rivalry was only on the incline with every hit that occurred. The anger and pain that triggered the need for vengeance only resulted in more anger and pain.
It's always gonna be that get back.
The minds of the youth.
It's always gonna be
Friends
get
were
back,
left with grief, families were torn apart, and mothers were left with tears and a hole in their heart.
Oh, that's Tooka'S mama.
My son.
Damn, Tooka'S mama. That's Lil Mark mama too?
Laying on that cold ground. I knew I gotta get over there to be with my son.
Oh, somebody must have called her. She got Tooka'S on her chain.
It hadn't even dawned on me that he was
right.
Lil Mark was about to become a rising statistic.
She didn't even think about that. He passed
just like
already.
his brother. He was associated with the gang set.
051. They right in front of that. On the guys, they right in front of that Sharks on 51st. I already know they is. They gotta be throwing up fat ass wides, oh bro. So 051, if y'all wanna know where I'm from, my crib was on 53rd and Hyde Park. So 051, I'm on 53rd, they on 51st in Drexel. So I can walk there kinda quick. Low key, like probably take me 20 minutes to get over there, 15 minutes. Pause. Listen, I have a mentorship called the Mula membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
051YM, also known as 051 Young Money, and his actions in support of the gang feud with rival areas came at a heavy price: his life. On March 25th, 2014, Lil Mark would go on to release a music video for a diss record aimed at a slew of his rivals. Lil Mark can be seen accompanied with others holding firearms while targeting his rivals with disrespectful lyrics that mock the lives of their friends that have passed. Lil Mark went on to musically describe the gruesome way in which his rivals lost their lives in a manner to brag.
I think it was that Lil Mark competition when he dropped that. I ain't gonna lie, and I was young as hell around that time. But I remember telling my homie like, they gonna catch him, boy. They gonna get him, boy. It's something about them songs, boy. It's something about them songs, boy.
To place things in perspective of how many Lil Mark offended within the song,
a lot of people,
within his lyrics, he took aim
the
at
whole
gang
46,
sets spanning across OTF, 600,
whole 600, whole Lamron,
and O Block. In doing so,
whole
he
46,
placed an enormous target on his back.
For sure, and they all. I want y'all to understand how close this is. He on 51st, 46 is on 46th Street, folks. The Moles is on the other side of Drexel, gang. These niggas is on 51st and Drexel. The Moles is on 53rd and Drexel. You got O Block. O Block a little minute away. You know what I'm saying? O Block, Lamron, 600. That's a little minute away, but still, anybody can get over there in a 10-minute, 15-minute, if that drive. Like, you got to understand, he dissed everybody. Like, imagine you in a circle, right? You in this little ass circle, and all around you is all ops. All ops. The closest allies he got is 63rd and Gyro and them over there. You feel me? But other than that, it's all ops all around you. And you just made the biggest diss song. I think it was like Summertime. He made like the biggest diss song of the Summertime. I called it back then. I'm like, what?
Step into the line
I don't
of fire
know if that was a good idea.
Releasing the song would become a mistake he'd soon regret. Many feared his life was in danger, not only due to dissing so many other rival sets,
and he already
but also
051?
him, including a particular footage in the music video. At a point in the song, Lil Mark shows himself on a FaceTime call with a Chicago native known as Lil Reese.
What y'all on?
He's talking about Dawa.
That AO.
The significance of this is that the call wasn't a friendly one, but one between rivals, and Lil Reese was widely given the sinister alias, the Grim Reaper, a name he proudly depicts on his skin. It's often seen that everyone who disrespected him went on to lose their lives. Not only that, but this gang member has become something of a myth, as no matter how many times they tried to take his life, he survives.
Oh, bro, this nigga recently got shot in the neck, shot in the eye,
to bullets piercing through his back, to being badly beaten. He somehow comes back and exacts revenge. Lil Mark came at him, and his affiliates in full swing, knowing the repercussions, and it soon became reality. 3 days after the release of the music video on March 28, 2014, Lil Mark was about to lose his life. The sun shining down at midday followed an alive and breathing Lil Mark as he made his movements through the day. Never would have thought what was about to occur. 1 p.m. arrived, and Lil Mark made the decision to head to the bus stop at the 300 block of East 51st Street.
Oh yeah, and that was a bad idea, bro. I don't know if he just thought that he was like, he was good because he was on like low key on his block, like in his hood. But he was like, he died on 51st. 51st a main street, you know what I'm saying? And you could take 51st to a lot of different streets, gang. Like I said, that's a main street, bro. So him sitting on that block, sit on that corner, right there on the corner. I know exactly what bus stop, exactly right there on the corner of 51st and what street that is. Is that Cottage? I think that's Cottage Grove. And sitting, no, that's not Cottage. I don't know. He's sitting right there on the corner. You know somebody gonna see you, gang. An op gonna see you. And I think it was like broad daylight.
It's Bronzeville neighborhood. The first assumption is that his intention was to await the arrival of the bus. Being in the open in that manner left much room for rivals to locate and carry out whatever retaliation they plotted. That, in fact, was exactly the situation that followed. At this point, assailants were either tailing him or were informed of his location. At around 1:25 p.m., an eyewitness that was also at the bus stop stated that while he was standing behind the assailant, as he saw him approach from the back of Lil Mark, aiming a handgun with an extended clip and firing at the 20-year-old.
Handgun with an extended clip.
Fearing for his life, ran for cover before being able to see the shooter's face. Reporters state that the assailant escaped in a silver minivan.
You know the crazy part? It's a hospital right across the street. Like, it's a terrible hospital, don't get me wrong, but it's a hospital right across the street. Like, I'm not even saying, like, I'm talking about, like, right across the street.
With Florida license plates, and fled north and then west. Later that day, around 6:30 p.m., the minivan was found abandoned in flames.
Oh,
in the 3700 block of South Ellis Avenue. Lil Mark was pronounced at the scene at 1:41 p.m.
92nd and Stony. Bro, it's so many it's a University of Chicago right there. I'm talking about right there. On the other side of Drexel, gang. You took this all the way to 92nd and Stony, and you call yourself trying to save his life, gang? When I be hearing, I gotta understand how far away He died. He got hit on 51st. They took this 92nd and Stony. Do you know how far east that is, gang? The University of Chicago Hospital is like maybe a 10-minute drive.
The scene soon became crawling with officers, bordering off the crime scene, with one lone body laying covered in front of a bus shelter with a white blanket. As officers marked the scattered shell casings about the region, onlookers were forced to look at the sight of another young man losing his life to the gun. The heartbreak echoed through the tears and mourning as they encamp about the crime scene. Lil Mark's incident was one of many other shootings that occurred that day. Pacheco, a police spokesperson, hinted that investigators were looking into the possibility that this incident was related to another incident about an hour earlier in the 5100 block of South Emerald Avenue,
taking a stroke,
in which a 25-year-old man was shot in the thigh. On an inverse, his rivals seemed rather certain of what actually transpired and who was responsible.
I could damn near tell you what's transpired. He was on a main street, slide up and down that block all day, every day, and somebody probably spotted him and just spent the block and did what they did. Or they called somebody real quick and came and did what they did. Like,
his rivals seemed rather certain of what actually transpired and who was responsible. They took to the internet to voice their joy in seeing Lil Mark lose his life after he disrespected their affiliates that passed. One such rival, known under the alias Rondo Number 9, shared a photo of Lil Mark laying at the crime scene with the caption that acted as a warning for anyone else who disses his slain friend, L.A. Capone. Others, like OTF founder Lil Durk, went as far as going to the bus stop where he lost his life and sarcastically mocked how the bus stop became famous. What's more significant and heartbreaking about his passing is that his brother Tooka'S was also shot in the same way while at a bus stop on 63rd and St. Lawrence in the Woodlawn neighborhood in Southside Chicago.
He got killed on 63rd.
It was
you see how they both got killed, like in they hoods, like on they blocks, you know? Like, somebody gotta tell these niggas, like, bro, you was in the streets, bro. You can't do what these other niggas do. You can't live a regular life. Sorry. You can't get on the bus. You can't get on the train. You can't sit here, right here. You can't do that, bro. You cannot do that. If you gonna do that, you need to put on a suit and a hat and be in disguise, like. But niggas don't be thinking it's that serious, but it's that serious, though, like, on the guys, boy. Especially you got the biggest, one of the biggest,
sick plot to end their lives in the same manner as
one
brothers.
Of the biggest diss songs of that year.
The disrespect to Lil Mark continued to flow from other rivals visiting the site, mocking his passing online, and disrespecting him in multiple songs. Eventually, names began calling throughout the underground street community as to who may have been responsible, and a particular name stood out. Allegedly, the ones who had a hand to play in carrying out Lil Mark's hit went by the names D-Rose, THF Twilla, 5 Star, T.Roy, and King Von. King Von on his verse for a song titled For a Fact by Simex Santana rapped the lines referencing Lil Mark's homicide. Caught that boy right by the bus, that's his last stop.
My hollows be twisting up dreadlocks. Caught that boy right by that bus, this is last stop.
Tracing back to tweets on the day Lil Mark lost his life, revealed something startling. D-Rose posted he was outside with King Von, T.Roy, and his affiliates, to which King Von replied, confirming that they were outside and in traffic. What became even more suspicious were their posts after the hit. King Von on the same day went on to post a number of tweets. But the two that stuck out were him stating, "Die Y, man." Die Y being a diss to Lil Mark's gang, 051YM. Then his other post referencing Lil Mark's headshot, stating, 051 better keep their head up. Both posts followed.
And I ain't gonna lie, it sound like the way they talking, it sound like it was D-Rose, Von, and T.Roy in the car. And I don't know who the one pulled that trigger, but it sounded like one of them did that to Lil Mark at the bus stop. Right there on 51st. Because the way they talking, or somebody close to them, they was in traffic when somebody told them what they had just did or something like that.
Laughing emojis. The following day, D-Rose also tweeted a very direct message about the hit, hinting at the fact that he had a hand to play.
The next day.
He said, "I'm going in, no problem. Ain't gotta ask who shot him." But that wasn't all. DHF Twilla also
They go to hospital. I'm talking about right here. This is a hospital, bro. This is 51st Street right here. This is a hospital right here. So I'm trying to figure out why. And then the University of Chicago Hospital is right. Like, so I'm trying to figure out how. I don't know.
also posted a picture of him at the bus stop, mocking Lil Mark's passing. While it's not confirmed that they were the ones involved, many suspect them as the ones responsible, given the timing of their posts and what they posted. As time went on, more details began surfacing from those connected in the city and by word of mouth. One shocking piece of information posted online, a Chicago Reddit platform, Chirocology, stated that the day before Lil Mark lost his life, his rivals allegedly attempted to take his life at the very same bus stop but failed. Still, Lil Mark went back the next day, where they shot at
somebody shot at him at the bus stop.
Succeeded. Sometimes life gives you warnings, but Lil Mark didn't heed his.
Yeah.
His lifestyle led him down the same path as his brother. And both
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit, boy. I don't know how many times this gotta happen for you motherfuckers to understand, gang. You can't diss the whole goddamn everybody and just be disrespectful. See, I think you just for the. It don't work like that, folks. Cause niggas that ain't disrespectful, niggas that just hang with niggas is getting the whack. Niggas that just hang with niggas is getting smoked, you know? So if you really in the streets, to the point where you got diss songs against other niggas, gang, you got to move like the president out here. You can't be out here lollygagging. No, bro. No, bro. That ain't how, I'm telling y'all, that ain't how shit work, bro. It's a lot of niggas that will crash out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas that don't care about going to jail. They don't care about getting caught. They just mad today. It's a lot of niggas like that. You gotta be like smooth, gang. Even if you not in the streets, you gotta be smooth, bro. You could be in the hood, you could be in the suburbs, whatever. But if you anywhere in an area where you know it's cracking at, you can't be lollygagging, bro. Unless you in a super nice, rich area, Beverly Hills. Even there you gotta be on point. But like, at least you can chill, take a deep breath. You know, you on Rodeo Drive shopping at Gucci. Okay, you can take a little breath. You can be a little confident. Ain't too much finna happen. But you in a hood every day, gang. Whether you with that or not, bro, you got to be on point, gang. But rest in peace to folks, though.